Jessica Adams was a typical college student at State University, juggling classes, a part-time job, and an active social life. Ambitious and driven, she was always on the move, determined to make the most of her college experience. But during her junior year, Jessica's world was turned upside down. It began with a simple stomachache. Jessica dismissed it as stress or something she ate, but the pain grew worse over the following days. She became increasingly fatigued, barely able to get out of bed. When she finally dragged herself to the campus clinic, the nurse on duty took one look at her and immediately called for the campus doctor, Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller was puzzled by Jessica's symptoms. They didn't match any common ailments he knew of. Concerned, he recommended that Jessica be transferred to the nearby city hospital for more comprehensive tests. Jessica's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Adams, drove in from their small town as soon as they heard the news. At the hospital, Jessica underwent a battery of tests. Dr. Brown, the attending physician, was just as baffled as Dr. Miller. Despite numerous scans, blood tests, and consultations with specialists, they couldn't pinpoint the cause of her illness. Jessica's condition continued to deteriorate. She lost weight, her skin became sallow, and she could barely keep her eyes open. Desperate for answers, Jessica's parents turned to prayer. They weren't particularly religious, but in the face of such uncertainty, they found themselves spending hours in the hospital chapel, asking for a miracle. Mrs. Adams, in particular, prayed fervently every night, tears streaming down her face as she begged for her daughter's recovery. One evening, while Mrs. Adams was in the chapel, something extraordinary happened. Jessica, who had been in and out of consciousness, had a vivid dream. She saw a figure bathed in a warm, golden light standing at the foot of her bed. The figure radiated a sense of peace and comfort. Though the figure didn't speak, Jessica felt an overwhelming sense of reassurance. The next morning, Jessica woke up feeling different. She felt a small, but noticeable, surge of energy. Over the next few days, her condition began to improve inexplicably. The doctors were astonished. Her vitals stabilized, her appetite returned, and she started regaining her strength. Dr. Brown and his team couldn't explain it. They had no medical explanation for her sudden recovery. Jessica's parents were overjoyed and deeply moved by her recovery. When Jessica told them about the figure in her dream, Mrs. Adams felt a chill run down her spine. She believed it was a sign that their prayers had been answered. Jessica's return to college was met with amazement. Her friends and professors were stunned by her recovery. She resumed her studies with a newfound sense of purpose and gratitude. Though she couldn't explain what had happened, Jessica knew that the power of faith and the prayers of her loved ones had played a significant role in her healing. Her story spread throughout the campus and beyond, inspiring many.